Wednesday, June 11th. I'm Rim.
I'm Scott.
And this is Geeknights. Tonight, we're going to talk about losing stuff, but it doesn't really go anywhere, I'll be honest.
Let's do this.
So, I realized that I start almost every show with the word so.
So.
Yeah. I was listening to old episodes.
We should just start with the word knit instead, or perhaps weave.
So, anyway, yesterday was... It is rare. You know, usually when I have some sort of task before me, some sort of journey I have to take, some sort of thing I have to do that requires a lot of coordination, has a lot of variables, I plan it very meticulously, and it always works out okay. But every now and then you run into a situation where you plan with allowances for
Is this why
error.
you were home, like, not yesterday?
This is why I didn't get home until like 10:45 last night.
I thought I was mistaken. I thought we had to do a show yesterday, but I was wrong.
Nah. But then today, you're like, we don't have to do a show today. The last show we did was on Tuesday, and today's Thursday.
Oh.
So I was in a situation where I allowed for error at each step of the way, which we do. I mean, anytime we're going to a con...
And the maximum error occurred at each step?
The maximum possible error occurred at every possible step of this journey.
All right, just get to the point.
So, here's the task set before Rim. I had to meet with my lawyer, whose office is in White Plains. Well, actually, technically, it is in Tarrytown, directly equidistant between the White Plains train station on the Harlem line and the Tarrytown train station on the Hudson line.
So you tried to take a train and then a cab, or what?
No. So, beyond that, I needed to, when I arrived at this lawyer, have a cashier's check for some $20,000.
Mm-hmm.
No big deal. I come into the city, and I'm like, all right, I can't go to the bank in Beacon because it opens at like 8 and closes at like 4.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, all right, there's got to be a branch in the city. I get to work, I'm doing stuff around 8:30.
There was
like,
no
right.
branches in the city.
The nearest branch is in like Yonkers.
Yeah, because you have a fuck bank.
Actually, I have one of the biggest banks.
But
anyway.
But it's not in the city.
Not in the city, but it's everywhere else.
There are foreign banks in the city, but not yours.
So I look and I see, sure enough, within a mile of the train station in White Plains, and I've been there. I used to work over near that area. In fact, that's the mall right there where I bought the iMac.
Mm-hmm.
So my bank has a branch there that is open not until 4, but until 7.
Uh-oh.
So my whole plan comes together. I'm going to leave work at 4, catch the 4:20 Harlem Line train to White Plains. I'm going to take a leisurely walk, get some food, go to this bank, get a cashier's check. I assume that there's going to be trouble, and that's going to take a half hour.
I would have assumed an hour.
No, as in from the moment I say I would like a cashier's check, I expected a half hour of BS.
Oh, okay.
No, the walk and everything was accounted for. Then I was going to walk back to the train station, pick up one of those cabs. I'm going to take the cab to the lawyer's office. I'm either going to tell the cab to wait.
The cab couldn't find the lawyer's office. That was a bad idea.
Or I lined up to have another cab meet me there after I'm done with the lawyer.
The cab is never going to know how to get to the lawyer's office. You should have get the lawyer to come get you.
I knew where the lawyer's office was. I could point them out. I drove past that like every day when I used to work over there.
Uh-huh.
I knew exactly where all this stuff was. I was totally set. I start to go. I get on the train. I go up. I get to White Plains early even. I walk to the bank. I can't find the bank. I realize it's inside of the Stop and Shop, and so I go in there. There it is.
The bank in the Stop and Shop? This is bad.
Yeah, that's fine. So I walk up, and I'm like, hi, I'd like a cashier's check. And they're like, yeah, for how much? And I tell them, and we go back and forth. And then they go, and they come back, and they're like, we're out of cashier's checks.
Real? So they could have done it, but they didn't have any.
What do you mean you're out of cashier's checks? You're a bank.
You print them. They have a printer.
I was like, fine. Can I have a certified check? I'll just pay the difference. They're like, yeah, we're out of those too. So after a dumbfounded minute, I ask, is there any way I can get this money? And they were like, well, you could withdraw it. You just have to fill out a government form. And for a second, I considered this until I realized that
That's incredibly stupid.
I did not want to be taking a cab in White Plains and then walking to a train station with $20,000 in hundreds in a briefcase.
Yeah, it's a bad idea.
They offered to give me a briefcase too.
Really?
They apologized. They were so nice, but fuck that bank.
They'd give you it was a Stop and Shop bank. It's not an actual branch. It's a convenience branch.
It was an actual branch.
Really? In a Stop and Shop?
It's a full branch.
Usually the branches in the Stop and Shop are just convenience branches.
Actually, no. From what I can tell, the branches in the Stop and Shops are better than normal branches because they're open a lot later.
Well, they do have better hours, but they're mostly just for people to line up and deposit their checks.
You realize that, at least for good banks, if any branch can do all the services of the bank except for very special services.
Mm-hmm.
So if it says branch, you can do what you need to do. I could have gone and applied for a mortgage there. So
right.
After talking to them for a little while and determining that they're useless, and they at some point they're like, well, how about this? If we give you a new account and transfer all your money into that, then we can give you starter checks, and then you can write a starter check. And I was like, do you think the lawyer that is going to take this and give it to another lawyer to put in escrow is going to take a starter check, number one, for $20,000? And she was like, yeah, that probably wouldn't work. So I was like, fine, never mind. Fuck it. I'll sort this out later. I walk back to the Tarrytown train station.
All right.
I walk up to a cab. I'm like, all right, I'll just go to the lawyer anyway, deal with the rest of it, and I'll wire him the money or something later.
Mm-hmm.
As I walk up to the cabbie, I remember the task that I did not complete at the bank because I was so vexed. I did not withdraw money, regular money, because you see, independently of all this.
This is your fault here.
Independently of all this, my ATM card, which is also a debit card, expired.
Oh, right.
Which has never happened to me in my life, so I didn't expect it. And I asked my bank, and they mailed me a new one. They're like, "Yeah, we
You had no money for this cab.
I had $33.
That's enough for the cab.
All right, but I have no way to get more cash at all.
After you get to the lawyer, you can get some cash.
Well, I could ask the lawyer to front me some money.
You're giving him $20,000. He can front. He's a lawyer. He's got it.
I was giving him money to put into escrow. I wasn't giving him money.
You're gonna give him money also. All right. He knows you're going to pay him back. And if you don't, he knows how to come after you.
But imagine this. Here's my $20,000 check to buy this house. And can I borrow $50?
To get on the train.
To take a cab?
Yeah. I'm sure the lawyer, you being such a good customer, should get a car for you.
No, so I walk up to the cab. And, there's a million cabs lined up. And I'm like, hey, do you take credit? And the guy just starts laughing. So I was like, how much to this address? And he's like, where is that? So I'm like, I know exactly where it is. I tell him, he's like, $15.
All right.
So I'm like, okay, I can probably do this.
Mm-hmm.
However, okay, whatever. So I get to there. The lawyer's running late. I don't actually talk to him until like 7, which is fine because I didn't get there till like 6:45.
No, the bank's closed now.
No, it was too late to get money anyway.
I know.
I'd given up on that. But I had already resigned myself to that.
You should have just called the
failure.
lawyer and then went home.
No, because I had to sign the contracts anyway. I can wire him the money.
Mm-hmm.
The contract was the important part.
Uh-huh.
We go over that. He's great. I might talk to him about our the stuff we need for Geeknights too, because he knows some people.
But he's far away.
Not really.
Well, if we got to go see him, we're driving.
Yeah. It's actually a really easy drive. I only didn't drive because I would have had to pull such shenanigans, like drive to Tarrytown in the morning, park there, go into the city.
Here's an idea. Just don't go to work that day.
I had to go to work because I have important work to do.
Schedule
this
the shit for another day.
No, I had to do it right away.
Yeah.
For other reasons. So I take care of this. I'm all set. I leave. I call the number of the cab service that I looked up before I went there.
Mm-hmm.
No answer.
Yeah.
So I walk to the Marriott next door, and I'm like, all right, can I get a cab and pay for it with a credit card? They were like, yeah, probably not. And I was like, fine. Can I just get a cab? And they're like, sure. They give me a bunch of numbers. I call a cab, and he's like, yeah, $15. How long will it take for you to get here? I can pick you up in 45 minutes. I look at when the next train is. I realize that if he picks me up in 45 minutes, I will miss it. It will be faster to walk the 2.5 miles to the train station than to wait for the stupid cab.
Yeah. Oh, 2.5 miles is not bad.
So I start walking down a sidewalkless freeway, completely in the dark, in the middle of nowhere, across White Plains and Tarrytown.
All right.
In a suit and wearing dress shoes.
All right.
That took a while.
Yeah, that's fine.
It took me about 40 minutes to walk that, partly because of the boots and the resulting blister. Also because of the fact that I didn't actually get dinner because I was in a hurry.
But this is a Harlem train that was taking you back to Grand Central?
No. I took the Harlem train up. Then I was going to walk the rest of the way to Tarrytown and take that train home.
Oh, okay.
So I had to walk to that train, and then the rest of my trip was fine. But, it takes an hour to get home from there.
No, so that was it?
That was it. Nothing crazy happened.
No, it wasn't such a big
I ran
deal.
into some strange people walking to the train station. You know, I'm a guy in a suit walking in the dark, and people wonder what's up with that. So a lot of people pulled their car over and asked me stuff, but no one was willing to give me a ride.
What did they ask you?
One guy was like, "What are you doing out at night? Someone's going to break your something," and they drove off.
In Tarrytown? Who's going to break your what? It's Tarrytown.
I don't know. I was actually on the border between Tarrytown and White Plains.
It's fine.
I don't know.
Who's going to break anything then?
I don't know. People basically pulled over and yelled weird stuff at me and kept driving.
All right.
It was weird. I don't have anything else to say about it. What can I say? Why would someone do that? I don't know. They're weird.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. It was just fail every step of the way.
That wasn't such fail. You mean mid-home. So
Yeah, I succeeded. I
would have driven.
Yeah, but that introduced extra complications.
But it would have helped with the cab situation.
Yeah, but it would
You
have...
could have avoided all that bullshit. You probably could have driven to a further away bank. You could have done all sorts of stuff.
Well, one, White Plains... You realize the traffic in White Plains around that time? You basically can't drive.
No, but you could have, parked and you could have gotten to a place to park that was close and then walked and,
Nah. Anyway. That's all I got.
No. We're not going to do news, I don't think. There's not.
Nah, the only thing
the news is all sorts of tech gaming news.
The only thing I would have talked
save
about
it for the proper days.
is all the rhetoric about how the drug czar said we got to end the war on drugs, but then Obama made clear that no, that doesn't mean legalize. So
so we'll still keep it illegal, but we'll just stop enforcing it.
We'll make it slightly less illegal.
Yeah, that's not stopping the war on drugs.
Well, it is to a degree, because if you stop the quote-unquote war, I guess that basically just means stop all the rhetoric, stop funding all the programs that don't work, like DARE, and, I don't know, lower the minimum sentences or get rid of them.
I mean, every little bit is good, but...
I guess I'm just always disappointed that every time I see news that's like, Obama administration does something crazy awesome, if I read the articles, like, they basically completely backpedal to almost where they started by the end of it.
Yeah.
But I don't know who to blame more. I can't really blame the administration so much as the media for lying to me through headlines yet again.
Mm-hmm. Well, they got to boil everything down, to its simplest, levels of discourse episode.
I think we talked about that.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's just get right on with it.
Okay. So you want to just do things of the day?
I think so. So then, moving right along here, tomorrow is an auspicious day. I'm sure you all know that by the time you listen to this, the Red Wings will have won the Stanley Cup again.
What if they didn't?
I am so sure that,
Game 7s are basically a coin toss.
I am absolutely sure. I guarantee 100% the Red Wings are going to win.
I don't know.
I will stand by that.
It's totally 50-50.
No, they're not even close.
So what if they don't? What are you going to do?
There's no possibility.
Well, you have a guarantee, which means that if it doesn't happen, then you have to somehow,
one, I referenced the movie Tommy Boy, and two, it doesn't matter because they're going to win.
Uh-huh.
The Red Wings are absolutely going to win the Stanley. In fact, you can effectively say that they already have won it for 2009.
Yeah.
Thus, my thing of the day is the Red Wings winning the Stanley Cup in 2008 against the same team.
The same team, which is now, which was a young team and is now older and more experienced.
Old men.
The Red Wings is now, they were old last year and experienced, and now they are just old.
But because that's
the Penguins are only going to get better, and the Red Wings are only going to get worse.
Nah, I don't think so.
It's a young team versus an old team. That's how it is.
Nah, because
welcome to the world.
But the Red Wings are just so good.
Uh-huh.
And they just keep getting better.
No, in fact, they're worse than they were last year. That's why they're in Game 7. Last year, they won well before Game 7.
Nah, that was just flukes.
Uh-huh.
They see, I'm going to say, I'm not going to back this up at all, that they pushed it to Game 7.
How many hockey games did you even watch this year?
To make it more fun. Anyway, they're definitely going to win. So my alternate thing of the day is this old NHL. I don't know how old it is, but it's an animation of the raising of the cup comprised of cup raisings from past Stanley Cup championships.
Yeah. I just want to point out, though, that ESPN people think the Penguins are going to win, just so...
ESPN's wrong.
Because here's the argument for why the Penguins are going to win.
I can see one argument. They could make the argument that was the same reason why the Red Wings won in 96.
No. here's the correct argument, right? The Penguins this year beat the Capitals away in Game 7. They're going to do the same thing.
Yeah, but
they got it down.
I've read a lot of articles in the past talking about how the Joe Louis Arena is statistically the most inhospitable away team arena there is.
I don't think it matters.
I think it does.
I don't think so. Anyway.
Thing is, they're going to win, so it doesn't matter.
How could it possibly be more inhospitable than the freaking Capitals, where every single human being is wearing red and screaming the entire game? It doesn't get more inhospitable than that.
I point out that the Red Wings actually used to cheat, and their bench for the opposing team was shorter, and the door was harder to open.
Yeah, but they're no longer cheating, so...
I'm sure they're cheating in some other way.
Anyway.
Plus... Joe Louis's fist is right there.
It's outside where it can't punch you.
It's right next door, just waiting.
Yeah, wait for you to go outside. It'll punch you, but it can't punch you while you're ice skating.
All right. So what do you got for me?
So I was reading on Boing Boing that apparently it's illegal to possess anything that belongs to an eagle.
So what? I knock off his car? I mean, what?
No, like if you have an eagle feather, you can get in serious trouble, like $10,000 fines and worse. Right?
All right.
And that's pretty rough. Obviously, it's to stop eagle poaching, but I think it has a side effect on, oh shit, an eagle feather landed in my yard and now I'm in trouble, right? Also, it was pretty interesting because people were talking about how, like, at the veterinary places where they have to take care of eagles, how they have to take all of these sort of eagle refuse and send it to this place that the government runs. And then if Native Americans want said eagle refuse, like feathers, for their kinds of stuff that they need it for, then they have to make like these bureaucratic requests that are very stringent and can be denied and such. So yeah. So anyway, in the comments of this post on Boing Boing talking all about owning eagle bits, someone posted a link to a video and they said, this guy is in serious trouble. And this guy is some dude, and it looks like he has an airport or something in the backyard. I can't tell. But he had 30 bald eagles in the backyard. And his kids were playing with the bald eagles in the backyard, and the reason that the eagles were there was because they attracted them with the red salmon.
Ah, the red salmon would attract me as well.
Yes, so they had the red salmon and like 30 bald eagles in the backyard, and they weren't hunting them. They were just having them in the backyard going, oh man, look at that, 30 bald eagles, holy shit, and putting it on YouTubes and such. But
they're actually not super endangered anymore.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. They used to be wicked endangered, but because they were protected so much, they're only kind of sort of endangered.
Well, actually, there is a sliding scale, and they're a least concern. It is the least endangered you can be and still be on the endangered list.
It's like, they're not like, say, seagulls or pigeons to where it's like, who the fuck cares? There's a bajillion of them. There's probably too many. But they're also not like, say, pandas where it's like, fuck, there's 5. I think there's more than 5 pandas, but,
There's at least 7.
Yeah, there's a lot more than that, I think. But there's still not a whole lot. Anyway. So, 30 bald eagles in the backyard video. Pretty cool. So, today's episode, I want to...
Well, tonight's
episode, you're correct. Yes, we're going to talk about losing things because everyone in their life loses things. Physical things, they disappear. And, I lost something recently, and it was sort of obvious and inevitable and foreshadowed years in advance. Do you know what I lost?
You lost those expensive sunglasses.
Yeah, absolutely.
I can't believe it.
So basically, I realized not only did I lose them, but I have determined scientifically why I lost them.
All right, I'm curious because everyone's different about this, but I rarely lose things.
See, I used to. I'll tell you my losing history. Why not, right?
All right.
So back in the day, way back in the day, right? I would lose shit. And it was I would never lose like completely normal shit, like, I lost a pencil. I would always lose the expensive thing, right? And the reason was this. Number one, if I had an expensive thing, like, say, a fancy pen, right? I'd want to use it a lot. So I'd be bringing it all around, thus increasing the chances of losing it multifold, right? And also, because it was such a special thing, I would always be, treating it precariously and differently from other things, putting it in special places and such and such.
Precariously?
Yes.
That's quite an adjective there.
Yes, and thus... also increasing its chances of being lost, right? If I would have just kept it in the pencil box with all the other pencils, it would have been just fine. you know? But no, I had to put it in a special place so we didn't get all messed up by all those regular pencils in the pencil box. Of course, it got lost,
Yep.
right? I would also often lose watches, wrist watches. And I'm pretty sure if I still wore wristwatches, I would still lose them because, number one, right? The wristwatch.
How can you lose it? It's on your wrist.
Okay, so here's the thing, right? The wristwatch, while you're wearing it, it's not a problem. And if you get a waterproof one, it's even better because you can bring it in the pool and such. So it's even, you're hardly ever going to lose it. But they're sort of uncomfortable. So I never liked I liked having them, in the days before cell phones, so I could tell the time. But they were never comfortable on my arm. I always used to get the Timex, the kind that had the two big buttons on the front.
No, you see, you got to get the nice one with some sort of leather strap.
Anyway,
It's a lot more comfortable.
Even though it's still uncomfortable to me. I hate a wristwatch. Anyway, so it was always uncomfortable. So, for example, I would take it off when I went to bed or take it off for a shower or, I would take it off and put it on, adjust it, such and such. Maybe if I was like timing something, rather than like poke at the buttons while it was on my wrist, I would take it off and hold it in one hand to get more accurate stopwatching activity, right? And because of this constant maneuvering of the watch, it was inevitable that I would lose track of it, especially since, I might not wear it every day. So then it's like you don't remember if you're wearing it or if you're not wearing it or whatnot, right? So the sunglasses, right? So my whole life I've always bought cheap sunglasses because A, I would lose them, and B, I would break them. So I figured, hey, I'm better off buying cheap ones. That way I can break them and lose them and just buy another one.
See, now, that's the opposite of my philosophy, which is buy the best possible and keep them forever.
And I changed my strategy to that very strategy. Yet, all the whole time, I was still thinking I'm going to fucking lose these things. I'm going to break them. Who knows what the fuck. In fact, actually, they were made of plastic as opposed to metal, which is sort of like, hey, I paid $200 for these and I get plastic instead of metal. But actually, that's better because it doesn't change in shape. Like, metal ones bend, right? And then they're all fucked up.
I mean, if you get nice titanium ones, they just bend right back.
That's true. But, the plastic ones, they just stay in the same nice shape. And the polarized lenses were just so much better than the regular lenses. And they were more comfortable. The only complaint I really had with them is that my hair got caught in them, which is annoying and it hurt. But anyway, so I was very careful not to lose them. But losing them was inevitable. And the reason is thus. Number one, sunglasses don't stay on your face all the time. You got to take them off when it's not sunny or if you're inside or who knows what, right?
All right.
Number two, when you take them off, there isn't really a secure place to put them, right? That is consistent. Like, for example, I used to lose wallets occasionally, not too often. I've lost, I think, 2 wallets. But I wouldn't lose them often because, A, I would always keep them in the same exact secure place, front right pocket. It was never in a different place.
Front pocket?
Of course.
Whoa.
Rear pocket fucks up the way you sit. I don't know why people put it in the rear
Here's
pocket.
the thing. I've never understood that because all the pants I have, where the rear pocket is slightly away from where the tailbone is or where the butt bone is. So it doesn't in any way affect how I sit.
Oh, it's like sitting on a lump. It's a pain in the ass.
And pants that it does get in the way, I can't deal with.
No, well, anyway. I've never used the rear pocket wallet.
You want to hear something crazy? I knew a guy in middle school who wore his keys in his back pocket.
Whoa. Didn't that poke him in the butt?
I have no idea.
Anyway.
I would marvel at this kid.
Yeah. So, I would consistently put the wallet in the front right pocket. And whenever I sat down at a desk, I would take it out and put it on the desk. But whenever I left the desk, I'd put it back in that front right pocket where it was secure, so it couldn't fall out.
Why would you take it out?
What?
Why would you take it out?
Because when I'm at a desk, usually with a computer, I might often need the credit card for typing in.
I only get the wallet out. See,
also, I hate sitting with the wallet in the pocket. It's annoying, even in the front pocket.
Here's the thing. The real way to wear a wallet, as I've always attested, and as I now, fortunately with my job, get to do all the time, if you're wearing a suit jacket or a blazer...
Oh, the inside pocket.
You put it in the blazer pocket.
Yeah, I don't wear those, though. But when I do, I was always use that pocket.
I always feel rather dapper when I'm buying something at a store. And
it looks like you're going to pull out a gun, but then you pull out money, which is far more dangerous.
No, just reaching into the front pocket always feels very dapper.
Yes, I also enjoy the front pocket, but I do not have the front pocket in my clothing. Anyway... So the wallet, right, and the keys and the cell phone are the same situation, right? I always put them in the same secure place. I always take them out in the same manner, and I always put them back in, right? So wallet, phone, keys is a lock.
See, now I think here's the issue with that. and in one hand creates a situation where you will very likely not ever lose it because if you don't know where it is, it's where you always put it.
Exactly.
But at the other time, if anything disrupts your schedule, you are fucked. If something happens, like your pants catch on fire, you will never see any of those things again. They'll be scattered all over the house. Even if you get them out of the pants, you're not going to remember where you put them.
Anyway,
pants
so
on fire.
the sunglasses, right? Mistake number 1. I wore them 2 days ago when it was raining. I thought it was going to get sunny, so I wore them, even though I usually wouldn't have. That's another thing, right? The wallet, every day, no matter what. The cell phone, iPod, no matter what, every day. The keys, no matter what, every day, right? The sunglasses, not every day.
Another thing.
What?
Now that I carry the messenger bag, sunglasses are in there.
But you have the
Always.
clippy-on sunglasses that can go in
No,
a
I
messenger
don't.
bag.
No, I don't.
I thought you did.
I had those a long time ago.
Yeah.
I have very nice custom-made sunglasses.
How do you get them
now.
in the messenger bag, though? Because, like, when you fold up the Oakleys, right, they're sort of blobulous. They don't really go in the messenger bag. It's like they're going to get crushed in there.
I have a metal case that is the exact minimum size and shape to hold these custom sunglasses.
Oh, see, the case the Oakleys come in is a giant blob that is not good for, carrying around in a messenger bag.
Well, it fits in my messenger bag in the slot right next to my DS.
Oh. Yeah, see, these do not fit. So
See, the thing is,
I could not put them in the messenger bag.
If I carry them in the messenger bag, you know what I can't put in the messenger bag?
What?
Books.
Ah.
But what I could put would be a Kindle.
Uh-huh.
I really need a Kindle or the equivalent.
Yep. So
Anyway.
I could not put these in the messenger bag because they are big and blah, and they would get crushed.
Why don't you get a special case for them and then put it on the clippy on the outside of the messenger bag?
Well, I was going to say that what I'm going to do now is, of course, I'm going to buy the expensive sunglasses again.
You need the bandolier on that band.
And then I'm going to invent something which gives me the consistent and secure storage place.
Okay, Scott,
And I'll use that consistent and secure storage place even in the fucking winter. That way to create the consistency necessary not to lose them.
Here's the problem now. You're going to be out somewhere with the sunglasses on. You'll be in a situation where you can't put it back into that exact configuration right then, and it suddenly gets dark. You'll never see him again.
Anyway.
You'll set him like on top of your gone.
No. So basically, here's what happened, right? Is that I sort of have this vague memory, right? Which is the problem. If I had a clear memory of it, I would have found them.
But it's always that way. If you ever lose anything, you can always think back to like, well, I got home, so I had the wallet when I got on the train.
Yeah, it's like, first of all, I couldn't remember if I wore them or not. Because, like, I remember thinking in the morning, like, should I wear them or shouldn't I wear them? And I remember deciding yes, and I also remember deciding no. I have two memories. They're probably from different days.
They're both equally valid,
right?
though.
Yeah, they're both equally valid memories. They're just, from different days, and I don't know which one went with which day.
Well, remember
but obviously, the memory of wearing them went with that day because they weren't still in the case when I got home. Unless someone came in the house and stole them out of the case. That's not where they were. So, memory 2 I have was when I got out of the car at the Beacon train station and it was raining. I sort of remember maybe putting them on my head or maybe putting them down low. I don't remember, but they were not anywhere at the Beacon train station. And then I had another memory of at the Grand Central station when I got out of the terminal onto the street in the city. I remember putting my hood on because it was raining, and I remember thinking, because putting the hood on when the sunglasses on your head, it sucks, right? So I have two different memories of that. One memory is, I'm glad I didn't bring my sunglasses today. Putting on my hood is so comfortable. And the other memory I have is, why are my sunglasses with the hood? I hate this. It sucks. I'm going to take my sunglasses off and put them down low somewhere, and then I don't remember where they went. And then, basically, from then on, the next memory was leaving work, where I got up to leave my desk at work, and I examined the desk to make sure I didn't leave anything there. And there were no sunglasses. And I was like, fuck. And I was like, did I bring them? I don't remember. Are they really not around here? Fuck. And then it was like, are they going to be on my... Oh, I guess I didn't bring them. They're on my desk at home. Get home, not there. Fuck
now,
again.
That's the worst, because now you're the whole day now you're thinking, gotta get home to see if they're there. Gotta get home to see if they're there.
Well, it was as I left work at 5 o'clock. The whole day, nothing.
Nah.
While I was working, didn't even think, not, completely out of mind.
See, at least I have not lost anything really at all recently, but I have had a few close calls. But usually,
I did send a report to the Grand Central Lost and Found, which is a 60% return rate. But that's assuming I left them in Grand Central or the train.
Yep. And someone didn't just go, hey, sunglasses.
Yeah, I mean, if I would have seen those on the street, I would have been like, fuck yes. Like, I sort of had this fantasy of maybe I'll see a homeless guy, right, who's wearing them, and they're obviously mine because they're custom, so there's no way that the odds of identical ones are extremely low. And I'd just be like, I imagine that if the homeless guy admitted that they were mine, I would have let him keep them.
That's very Ultima Quest of the Avatar, right?
Exactly. But if he would have been all indignant homeless guy, I would have gotten a cop and tried to get him back. But I don't know what I could have done. What kind of recourse is there?
In that you could probably.
I mean, I can prove that I bought ones that were that color because I can go get the receipt and they're custom. So that's sort of almost reasonable doubt that those are mine. But it's, I mean, there could
sadly, very sadly, because the
guy's homeless, I'd probably just get him back.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Yeah.
Now, wouldn't it suck if that guy saved up the money
and he actually bought the exact same custom Oakleys that I bought?
Yeah. How do you feel about that?
The thing is, I figure this way, right?
And what if his name was like Sam Robinstein? So it even
no, I just had the default inscription on there.
No,
because I wasn't gonna pay extra for that.
No monogram.
Shit. No, but I figure, right? I'm gonna buy another one. If I lose the second pair, game over. Fuck it. That's right. Because but I figure, hey, worst case, I'm back to square one, but I have an extra carrying case and an extra cleaning cloth. And you know what? I've spent more on less in my life, right? I've lost worse.
But
I've
that feeling.
I've lost like $5 $50 Timexes. That's more money than the one sunglass.
But you know the feeling where you lose something and it's entirely, or just you screw something up, it's entirely your fault, and you can point at the exact monetary damage you caused to yourself.
Yep.
And you have that feeling of.
But if you feel bad over it, you're basically just doing more damage.
Yep. But there's still that feeling, and you can't 100% escape it right away.
But I mean, if I lose the second pair, that's it. I'm back to the $20 sunglasses. We're done, right? But I'm going to get the second pair, and I'm also going to invent a way to not lose them.
You know what? The only time I've ever lost a pair of sunglasses.
Well, the thing is, you're a glasses needing person, so it's completely different for you. If I needed to wear them,
because one, clip-ons, which I used to use, there's no need for that. It's just sunglasses. It's like putting them on. You don't think to use them. They're not. It's the same deal. Mm-hmm. You don't have a sunglasses instinct separate from the glasses instinct.
Yeah, but I mean, your sunglasses are prescription, and if you wear them, you just keep them on. Yeah.
Now they are. There was a time when I used clip-ons instead, in which case those were easy to lose. But the only time I ever lost them was when I left them in a diner, right when we graduated from RIT. As I walked out, I went, "Oh crap, my sunglasses!" I walked back in. There was another family there, and I am so sure that they just took them.
Oh, I remember this.
I'm absolutely sure
I remember this story. I can't believe we forgot about it.
The waiter's like, yeah, I saw him there. And the waiter's like, yeah, I saw him there to the family. And the family's like, we didn't see nothing. There were no sunglasses here.
You should have gotten the police then.
It wasn't where as much as I enjoy watching the righteously indignant or people of that ilk squirm.
Especially then, you had no money.
It is so. No, then I had a decent bit of money.
Oh, okay.
Because remember, I was working at IBM. I drove back to RIT to quote unquote graduate.
Okay. Well, I thought this is this is the. Okay.
No, that was when I had so much money I didn't care anymore.
All right.
But the only time I really I've had a lot of close calls, mostly with keys or wallet.
Well, see, here's the thing, right? Losing something is not the same as a close call, and it's not the same as leaving something somewhere. Like sometimes you might leave something at someone's house, or you leave something behind. It's not the same as losing it, right? Like, for example, I've left things in hotels and then later called the hotel and had them mail it to me.
Oh, yeah, but there's the same situation because recently when I actually lost something that mattered, I lost my keys while I went out for a run.
Oh, shit.
Because there was a hole in my pocket.
Oh, shit.
I went for a run. I get home. I go open the door. Door's locked. And I'm like, oh, let me just get there's a hole in my pocket. And I'm picturing my keys. And when I'm picturing my keys, I'm thinking, keys to my car. Well, I got to get a new set of those. Keys to Emily's car. Well, YubiKey. Great. RSA key. Fuck.
I got some more YubiKeys in the room there.
Yeah, I convinced my coworker to buy one. He's loving it.
All right.
So What do? I spend the next hour retracing my steps in the dark with a flashlight.
Did you find them?
I found them 1.5 miles away from the house on the sidewalk.
Awesome.
I was very pleased with that.
That's not losing, though.
Yeah, well, like
it's
I said,
kind of losing.
I almost always have close calls, but it's rare that I lose something that matters.
Yeah.
But the one time I did, was in middle school. Well, was it middle school? No, it was high school. It was definitely high school because I had a driver's license.
Mm-mm.
I was biking, and I was wearing my trench coat because I wore my trench coat everywhere. Remember, I even wore that thing at RIT, like, all the time, along with that cowboy hat?
Yeah.
And I used to always keep my keys and wallet in these unsecured, don't zip up front pockets that were, like, 4 inches deep.
You had all those inside pockets, but you didn't use those. Use the outside ones.
Well, they were inside, really, but they didn't have anything securing items in them at all. So, and when I think back, it was inevitable that I would have lost anything I ever put in those pockets.
Yeah.
Like, the fact that I did
You
not...
put like cans of Coke in there and shit.
I remember proving at RIT when Greg didn't believe me that I could fit an entire 12-pack of soda in that trench coat with no visible bulges.
Yeah, that you did.
And walk. Not very fast, mind you, but I could walk.
Here's the thing, right? I mean, why was it? I don't understand why that was so unbelievable. People store like 3 shotguns in a coat like that.
Oh, you remember that video with the kid?
Yeah, I mean, it's like if you can put 3 shotguns in a coat, you can put 6 cans of Coke in a coat.
I think it was primarily. Remember way back when we were all at RIT? I think it was actually very similar or in the same era of when we watched that one episode of Malcolm in the Middle with the peeps.
Peeps.
You can't eat 100 peeps.
67, 68, 69, 68.
But that day, I lost both my keys and my
67.
wallet.
68.
Keys and wallet.
Both?
Same day.
Were they gone?
Gone.
Forever?
And the worst thing is the keys, I was really bummed because the keys had a key fob on them that was a pewter dragon pocket watch.
Uh-huh.
It was so cool. I love that thing.
It's gone now.
Yep. And the wallet was, my wallet. And that was when, I went home and was like, Mom, I lost my keys. And she's like, ah. And I was like, and my wallet. She was like, ah.
Thing is, I've lost wallets before. It's not a real big... And people are like, oh my God. I mean, I basically just went to the credit card website, disabled the card. They sent me a new one. It took 1 click, right?
See, it's much...
I went to the DMV, the new driver's license, 1 click,
Yes,
right? It's so easy.
No, back then, and up until very recently, wallet losing wouldn't have been a big deal. But now, I would have 2 credit cards, ATM card, like 4 insurance cards, car insurance, car registration, driver's license.
My insurance and registration in my car.
Yes, I also carry my insurance and registration in the wallet.
I do not.
Everyone else in the world does that. Well, at least everyone else in the country.
I do not.
New
do
York's
that.
all weird with the registration like taped to the window. I never got used to that.
That's how it is in Connecticut.
I know, it's weird. Really weird.
Connecticut also does a sticker on the license plate that has just the date.
Yep, Michigan used to
So
do
that way cops can see from afar if you're up to date.
Yep.
And actually, they mail you that sticker in the mail.
But most importantly now, train ticket. Because here's the situation. In the city, lose wallet. All right, I can't get any money. I don't have any money. I don't have a train ticket home.
I've lost the train ticket
I don't have money
once.
to buy the train ticket.
I lost the train ticket once.
I don't have the ID to give the conductor to pay him later.
I lost the train ticket once because I bought basically a web ticket, which is a flimsy-ass piece of paper.
Yeah.
I lost it halfway
But
through the month.
what do? You're about to leave work. You don't have your wallet. You
Yeah.
basically have to go to the conductor and at his mercy be like, look, I lost my wallet. I don't have any collateral to give you. I guess I could give you my DS. And then you get home, you still have to get a new train ticket.
Yep. The train tickets are like cash, man. So that's the thing, right? That's why Galaxy Express I can identify with it so much, because the PASU, the Galaxy Express ticket is such this point of drama in like half the episodes. Because basically, if you don't have it, you can't get on the train. Otherwise, they kill you. It's penalty of death, right? If someone takes your ticket, that's it. They're on the train and you're not, right? And like you have to basically get off the train at all these stops, and you pretty much have to like hold on to that thing for dear life. And people are constantly trying to steal it, and it costs $1 bajillion and such, and you only have one, and it's like, oh my gosh. And it's like, wow, it's exactly the same as all my train tickets and wallets and whatnot, and it's just so true.
Yep. But actually, the way I handle this pretty much is I just have a shoebox, a really nice one that I put out, and I put all my items of note that would be decanted from my pockets when I come home there. So I have a spot to put all my change, spot to put all my bills, and a little thing to put my cell phone keys, wallet.
I decant onto my desk, and then I decant off of the desk. So the desk itself is the...
Well, the problem with that is that I need my keys, which have my RSA key, whenever I need to do work stuff or log into the VPN, and I need the YubiKey, so I need these when I'm at the computer pretty often now. I need my cell phone around a lot because I'm making a lot of calls, doing this house stuff. Plus, I got to charge the stupid thing. I don't have my pre yet with my Touchstone.
You're going to get the stupid Touchstone?
Probably not. I'm actually 50-50 right now between the pre and the new iPhone.
I would wait for the pre-roundtable podcast to make a decision.
Well, I can't buy one until the 30th, which is when my contract expires.
The roundtable should be out in a day or two, so maybe it's even out now.
But right now, I'm ambivalent. One or the other.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah. I wish I could get, I lost my cell phone a bunch of times, but I always found it.
I've never lost a cell phone or an iPod.
Well, Kate, I remember, she lost her cell phone somewhere on RIT's campus in the winter, and she came back the next day. She's like, I lost my cell phone. So I just took our landline and had the redial, and while I was playing a game, I just kept hitting redial while she wandered around RIT's campus. And like an hour later, she found the phone ringing buried in snow, and it was fine.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
That was very cool. But now, did you see how Apple actually, on the new iPhone, if you have Mobile Me, right? If you have Mobile Me, you can find your iPhone, you can delete it or disable it remotely, et cetera, et cetera.
See, now the pre should just offer that for free.
Yeah, well, yeah, first of all, every phone has to offer that now. Every phone with a GPS, right? And second of all, I think we need to start having a way to, like, why can't I GPS them sunglasses, right? I mean, it doesn't...
Well, you would need to have some sort of GPS device on the sunglasses.
Well, that's true.
Powered.
That's true.
Also a cell device, so it can communicate its location. GPS is not two-way.
No, but it could be... So we should invent...
Invent what?
It's sort of like an RFID of GPS, where the device itself has no GPS abilities, but it can be located by a GPS. That's looking for it.
That's not feasible, really, just by the way the technologies work. The best you could do is have a transponder.
That's why we need to invent it.
What do you mean invent it? How are you going to do that?
We invent something new.
But Scott, all right. So it's gonna figure out its location with GPS.
No, it's not figuring out its location. It's just, it has some sort of powerless thing attached to it such that it can be located electronically by something else.
Okay, so stop saying GPS. That has nothing to do with it.
I'm just saying, I know it has nothing to do with GPS, but you know what I'm saying.
It's called RFID. The problem is you would have to destroy the world to find it.
RFID. Imagine the RF it would take to find the sunglasses from space. If they had an RFID on them, it would like burn a hole right through the earth, disintegrating the sunglasses.
See, I think it is technologically infeasible within the next 15 or 20 years.
I don't know, 15, maybe,
Short of some sort of mesh network and then some sort of Shizuma device to put in it to power it. I mean,
I'm just, it's something to think about for all those inventors out there.
Yes,
a way to tag things such that they can be found. It doesn't even have to be like find it from space, right? It could be like, I know I left it maybe at, I would have maybe at either at this train station or the next one or whatever. So maybe
Scott, here's the
like
problem.
100-foot radius, 1,000-foot radius.
No. Here's why this is so infeasible. If it has to get its power from the thing that is going to find it, you're really stuck with RF or something at the equivalent.
Or something that has not been invented yet.
No, you either have to transmit the power to it somehow, or it has to already have the power.
Or it could be like,
like what?
Like a metal detector where you can just sort of like detect. It just needs to be detectable.
Scott, you know how metal detectors work, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
you lose something metal.
Stupid I could have bought I could have found the $20 sunglasses that were made of metal, but not the plastic ones. Actually, they're not plastic. They're made of unobtainium. Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, did you see that new element?
It doesn't have a name yet.
Yeah.
I think they should call it unillennium.
I like those names.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I like it when you give them a cool name. Nubium.
The thing is, you already have rubinium.
Just make it Nubium.
So I'm done. We're good. We got it. We got that shit covered. Notice how they don't have decosturnium.
It's coming.
Yeah,
I'm waiting for the
You're
next,
waiting for number 500?
I'm waiting for the next island of stability.
Sure.
Plus, what about Illyrium? 115?
But you're not Illyrio. All right.
This is kind of petering out. I don't know what we really had to say
you
about
want to
the
talk
topic.
about anything else that has been lost?
I don't know.
Lost and founds are cool. You should make use of them.
Remember way back, I lost because I had that Razor cell phone forever, and then I lost it that one day, and I called it, and a dude answered, and then I got my phone back.
Oh right, yeah.
He like overnighted it to me.
Didn't you find some other dude's BlackBerry and never give it back to him?
Yeah, I kept meaning to. Like I looked into it, and I found all the email addresses in it, so I just emailed all of them, and I was like, I found this BlackBerry, and it's this guy's name. Tell him and I'll give it to him. Here's my contact info. No one ever responded. Eventually the BlackBerry ran out of battery. Then I put it in a drawer. I forgot about it for like 2 years.
Just sell it.
Yeah. I found it later and I was like, whoa, too little, too late.
Oh man.
I don't know. I should just like lose it in Grand Central.
Yeah.
Donate it somewhere. I don't know.
When you worked at the hospital, didn't you have the incredibly old school BlackBerry?
No, I had a pager.
Yeah,
a one-way
But the
alphanumeric
original
pager.
BlackBerry was effectively a pager, wasn't it? Like it just had some buttons.
No, I had an alphanumeric pager at the hospital. You know what? I lost that. I lost that like a week after I got there, and no one ever paged me anyway, so it didn't matter. And when I quit, I was like, yeah, I lost that pager. And they were like, oh, you're going to have to pay for it. And I said, sure, how much? And they couldn't figure out how much, and they never asked me again.
Good. Fuck them.
The thing was worth about $5.
Yep.
It took double A's.
So either I'm going to have one sunglass that costs twice as much but came with extra accessories, or maybe someone will find it at Grand Central and I'll have two.
Ah.
That would be crazy.
Only two at twice the price.
Yeah. Right.
All right, this petered out. I think we're done.
We're done.
We'll pick up next week with Mocha coverage, which will be a good episode.
Oh, and a crazy episode. Might have to be extra long.
Yep. And Monday, there's so much tech news. Well, we got some stuff.
It might just round it up, even though I don't want to. No, we'll see.
This has been Geek Nights with Rim and Scott. Special thanks to DJ Pretzel for the opening music.
Be sure to visit our website at www.frontrowcrew.com, where you'll find show notes, links, our awesome forum, a link to our Frapper map, and links to all the RSS feeds.
We say feeds plural because Geek Nights airs 4 nights a week, covering 4 different brands of geekery. Mondays are science and technology. Tuesdays, we have video games, board games, and RPGs. Wednesdays are anime, manga, comic nights. And Thursdays are the catch-alls for various rants and tomfoolery.
You can send us feedback by email to geeknights@frontrowcrew.com. Or you can send audio feedback via audio. Just click the link that says Send Me an Audio on the right side of our website.
If you like what you hear, you can catch the last 100 episodes in iTunes or in your favorite podcatcher. For the complete archives, visit the website, which has everything.
Geeknights is distributed under a Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial Share-alike 2.5 license. This means you can do whatever you want with it as long as you give us credit, don't make money, and share it in kind. Geeknights is recorded live with no studio and no audience. But unlike those other late shows, it's actually recorded at night.